Coach, overall, how's the summer and kind of off-season going for you guys?
I think really good. I like the additions that we've added, the freshmen, the transfers, and they've integrated themselves into the program very, I think, successfully. And that's always my kind of where I want to start when we add new people, and so that's gone well. And the kids have worked really hard, and our upperclassmen have provided great leadership. So overall, been really good.
And coming off of last season, getting the Elite Eight and obviously aiming for higher this season, what did you kind of sense from the team and just kind of how they're getting after it this summer?
Yeah, a sense of urgency. I think no complacency. They want to build on what we did last year, and I think that kind of starts with our leadership, JC and Ricky and those kids. And, Celeste has emerged as a leader pretty quickly, and so it's been very competitive, and the work ethic's been really good. Yeah, no, when she went into portal, obviously, we got after that very quickly. And I've seen her since she was in high school and AAU, and certainly have been very aware of her success most recently at Duke. And I thought she'd be a great fit. And as we kind of looked to round out the team, that was a high priority for us. And so we were able to reach out to her and get her on a visit and get it done. But that was a really big moment for us.
You said yesterday how this is the third time you had recruited her.
Yeah.
When that seems to be happening more and more these days,
yeah.
Across the landscape of sport. What do you do differently in a recruitment when it's the second time or third time, or is it just the same pitch? Like, hey, this is still where we are.
It usually happens faster, and it's very, very similar to Taylor Mikesell, who this was her third school, and so I was very familiar with her parents, and just having recruited her a couple times, had a sense of what I thought she'd be looking for, and so we could really get to what's really important in this process, and by really identifying that, and specifically with her, it was an opportunity to play on a great team, which I think we have a chance to be, have a big role. And for Celeste, she aspires to be a pro, and one of the things I think she probably needed a little bit of a different offensive system to kind of showcase her ability a little bit more, and so that was kind of the final piece in terms of what the fit would be like.
Because you mentioned Taylor a minute ago, we asked you a little bit about replacing her yesterday, but I don't think we actually asked you, how do you replace that type of three-point shooter?
Yeah.
Who shoots threes on this team?
Well, I think it'll have to be a little bit more by committee. One, hopefully JC can have a full year where she stays healthy, and that would be very impactful for us. And hopefully at some point Madison comes back, because she's an excellent shooter. And then Taylor here, he's made strides. I think Celeste and Cody will shoot it at a little bit higher level than they have. And then I think lastly, Rebecca needs to have a consistent year, because if you look at the way she shot the ball early in the season last year, she was great. And then it just kind of faded down the stretch. But so I think if you kind of put those all together, it's going to be a little more by committee.
Yesterday we talked about how this team is, you expect to be improving half court defensively with Celeste and other additions to the transfer portal. Just was that a focus for you entering this offseason, and did it kind of help dictate the transfer portal?
Yeah, a little. I mean, it was, we would have taken probably these kids regardless. Even if we were great defensively last year in the half court, but I think what they bring from a personnel, like their ability will just be better from a personnel standpoint in the half court. But we also have to now go out and coach and instill that in the team. And that's got to be a point of emphasis for us, because as I reflected last year, probably half-court defense and at times rebounding were the things that probably have kept us from getting to that next level in terms of our ability to compete with anybody in the country. And so it's going to be a point of emphasis for us, and I think our personnel will allow us to be better.
Following up on that, what do you think is important for the team to improve rebounding?
We got to be just a little more disciplined and a little more physical in that space, and so that'll be another big point of emphasis.
Going back to the three-point shooting, could you see yourselves with the addition of Tahir, Faith Carson, another year with Rebecca and Ebony, could you see yourselves being a little less reliant on three-point shooting than you have been in the past?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, this will be a little bit of a different team, and I think we'll have to make some threes because I think people will try to make a score from there. But we can probably also score and be successful in different ways.
And Taylor, myself, what does the WNBA need to do if she can get a roster spot?
Yeah, it's well, they need to expand. There's a lot of great players who should be in that league that aren't. There's just not enough spots. I think the interest level is there, where the league can support at least 2 more teams, I think, immediately. And I'd love to see them expand the rosters too. But I think we've got to start there. And like I said, the time is now. Women's basketball, interest level, college, WNBA is at an all-time. So we need to take advantage of that as a sport.
What do you view as the next steps for Cody this year, now that she has a year of experience under her belt?
Yeah, all right, great question. She had a great first year, obviously. She played extremely hard, was really impactful for us. I think just a little more consistency from the perimeter in terms of her shooting. I think also a little more under control, less charges around the basket. I mean, I love her aggressive nature, and we'll never do anything to take that away, but just avoiding some of those charges. And then I think lastly, just being a dominant defender. With as hard as she plays, the intensity she plays with, the athleticism and toughness that she has, she should be a dominant defender.
Build things around her more now that she's a sophomore rather than a freshman?
Yeah, we'll probably have, she honestly just kind of played within the flow of the offense and kind of got what she got, and we'll have a little more specific things to kind of highlight her abilities.
How much growth do you see from Celeste for the first time now? I know she in Texas that youth program wasn't what it was last year.
Yeah. No, she's had great. She's just made steady progress over her career, and I'm hopeful that we can kind of help her take another big step, especially just offensively and how we play. I think just highlighting those abilities because I think it's there. But she's just consistently gotten better, and I'm excited to see what she can do for us this year.
You mentioned her leader already this year. What has she done to acclimate so well?
I think she leads by example how hard she practices, the intensity that she plays with. As we aspire to get a little bit better in the half court defensively, she brings that every single day, and I think that's a little bit contagious. She's also a good communicator. She's a mature kid. She's a very mature young woman who communicates with some of our younger people and is very helpful with kind of help them grow already.
You were talking about the WNBA a little minute ago. Now this is the right time. At the college game, we see some schools doing some different things. Like I know Iowa's playing in their football stadium this year.
Yeah.
Are there things like that you'd like to do here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that as our fan base has really grown and the interest in our program in the city and the community has expanded, I would love for us to get creative and to try some things like that, and I think it'd be very well received here.
Do you have any ideas what you would like to see?
I don't really, but it's something that we kind of talk about, but we really haven't come up with anything that would kind of maybe be unique to us or to Ohio State or to Columbus that we think could really be a big hit. But we're going to continue to have those conversations for sure.
And then for the conference as a whole, when it does expand, what does that look like for women's basketball in your view?
Wow, I mean, I think where we're at as a conference now with the amount of talent, the amount of great teams, and then we're going to expand and add 4 more great teams, and so we're clearly going to have the best conference in women's basketball, and it's going to be incredibly competitive, and I think it's going to expand our exposure. And at Ohio State, we sort of have a recruiting reach everywhere, but I think it'll strengthen our ability to recruit the West Coast. And we've already gotten a lot of good feedback from some young kids out there that we're talking to, and so it's going to expand our travel.
Caleb, go ahead.
Yesterday, Coach Holtman talked a little bit about the upcoming schedule, not going into every notable opponent. Of course, every coach says the most notable opponents will come up that week, but at least saying they've had more big games at home on the schedule. Is that something that you guys have as well? Are there games that you're glad to have at home?
Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to announce a game, I think. We've agreed to it. We get the contract. That's a very big home game. I'll just say against a team that we're going to see a lot of in the future. So I'll keep it at that. But it'll be a really big game. That it's going to be a home game in December. We've agreed to it. We just got to get the contracts before we put it out publicly. But outside of that one, we have a lot of tough ones on the road, quite frankly. We're going to Tennessee and playing USC on a neutral floor. So, we'll have some tough ones at home, but we've also got some really tough ones on the road as well.
You talk about how important it is having continuity with the veterans like JC and Taylor Fury and all them coming back. But when it comes to the coaching staff, having Carla, Jalen, Wes, all that person, how important is that?
Really important, especially I think we've gotten a good rhythm with this particular group, and so having that continuity is really big. And we just met for practice, and when you have new people, those things are long and drawn out just to make sure everyone knows what they're doing, on the same page. And we had sort of a quick, short meeting because we've all been doing this together here for a couple of years.
And when you look at Faith Carson coming in here, Cody's been a little bit of an exception in terms of how much the freshmen has played at Ohio State. They're going to get a ton of minutes in recent seasons. With those minutes in the postcard been pretty good, did you see Faith taking on kind of an expanded role relative to how some other freshmen played last year?
Yeah, she's got a lot of skill, and she's got size and strength that we need. Now, we do have a lot of post players this year, and she's got a lot to learn in terms of just learning how we do things and all that type of stuff. But she's got the talent, she's got the skill, so hopefully she can make the progress to have an impact this year.
Any other last questions?
Just to be clear, you're talking about a game this December.
Also of note, we play Belmont here, which my daughter plays on that team, so that'll be a fun affair for the McGuff household. Which I told her I hope she plays great and we win. So.
Kevin, I know you said that Rebecca's going to take on more of a scoring role with Taylor obviously moving on, but where else do you want to see her game grow this year, and how much help is it going to be to have other people like Celeste and Taylor that can help with the rebounding and things?
Yeah, no, I think that the additions that we made are going to be really helpful for Rebecca. It's not going to put as much on her, and she can kind of free herself of, she's a really conscientious young woman who wants to do great, and sometimes she takes on some pressure from that. And but really, I think the biggest thing for her is just to be consistent. I mean, she was so good last year at times, and then just wasn't quite as consistent at the end of the year, and she knows that, and she wants to be consistent. So we got to help her and make sure we put her in good position. But if she can have a consistently good year, that'll be extremely impactful for us.
Is it a confidence thing you think with her?
Yeah, I think so. And she got just a little worn down, I think, mentally at the end of the year, and so I mean, she logged a lot of really tough, hard minutes, and so hopefully we can help her just have that consistent year I know she's capable of having.